Yeah, righto guys, I'm here to give you a word, okay? Alright? And that word is that you are not stuck, okay? I'm gonna try and make this one a quicker video, alright? I'm gonna make my point as quick as I can. But you need to get it through your head, mate. You're not stuck, alright? You know, if you don't like your job, if you don't like working where you're working, you can just quit. Or you can find another job, right? If you don't like how you are as a person, you can change that. If you don't like how your body is, you can change that. You can lose weight. If you're a scrawny guy, you can put on muscle and put on weight. If you're a fat man, all right, you can lose weight. I'm a walking, living proof for that, mate. Right? I was 130 kilos, 135 at my most, and I managed to lose 55 kilos because I set my mind to it, right? So number one, you got to do the shadow work, right? When you go into the shop and you see that pack of sour gummy worms, right, and you say, I'm gonna get that, and you pay for it, and then you stuff your face with that, and you slam down an energy drink right after, or a can of soda, that's not okay, mate. You need to ask yourself why. Why do I think it's okay? Why has that become so automatic behaviour that I'm able to do it, even though I know that stuff is bad for my health? Why? Why am I reaching for that? Why have I made this okay? Because I'm here to tell you a truth that you're probably not going to want to hear, mate. And that truth is that it's not okay. It's not okay to keep treating your body like a garbage truck, like a garbage dump, where you just dump garbage into it. Your body is a temple, mate. It's not a garbage dump. You can't keep stuffing your face with things that are going to kill you. Sugar-coated death worms. It's not okay. McDonald's and Hungry Flaps. You can't keep eating this junk food, mate. You can't keep doing it. If you want to lose weight, you need to actually take yourself seriously. Love yourself enough to say, I'm going to change. I'm going to move. I'm not stuck. Alright? Because you're not. I told myself I'm not stuck. And I got up and I started moving. It's that simple. It's that flaming simple. Right? You just got to move. If you don't take a leap of faith, you risk staying in the same spot. And that's a lot more dangerous than taking a leap, okay? Because then at least you know whether or not you're going to fall on your face or whether you're going to land on something stable and get a head up. But if you stay safe in your bedroom, stuffing your face, jerking off to corn, right, you're going to stay in the same spot, mate. You're going to stay in the same spot. You're going to look the same. You're going to hang around the same people. You're going to be in the same dead-end job that you don't want to be in, with the same toxic people, eating the same toxic junk bullshit, doing the same drugs, drinking the same alcohol. All that's bad for you. Why? Because everybody needs some form of company, because we're all coping with something, right? We're all coping with something. It's all a coping mechanism. When you reach for the lollies, and when you say, okay, I'm going to get some junk food today, that's a coping mechanism. That's a coping mechanism. When you're sitting alone in your room at night and you start to go to town to some corn, that's a coping mechanism, mate. Right? It's all a coping mechanism, and the shadow work is yours to do. The spiritual work is yours to do. Nobody else can do it for you, you see. Nobody else can walk the path for you. So you can have somebody to come with you in the gym, show you how to do the workouts. But if you're not willing to go into the gym alone and practice those workouts, you're not going to get that done. You're always going to need that person to motivate you to get into the gym. And that's not okay, mate. That's not okay. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You need to say at some point, right, in your life, I have to do it. I have to move. Nobody's coming to save you. Do you understand? This world is ruthless. It's a ruthless place, right? And if you're not willing to stand on your 2 feet, mate, you're going to be crawling for the rest of your life. You can't be around those same people, okay? Your company is everything. And if you choose to be around the same table, eating the same bullshit food, talking shit about other people, when you can't even look at yourself in the mirror and say that you have a problem, you're in dire straits, mate. You're in deep water, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It can't be like this. If you want change in your life, you need to walk. You need to get on your bike and you need to start pedaling, alright? You can't be in the back carriage while somebody else is pushing for you. It's not how it works. Even if you did get all your goals that way, what kind of a man are you? You know, because there comes a certain feeling of pride and happiness when you're able to do these things yourself. You can be proud of yourself, and other people can be proud of you too. But what kind of an influence are you if you're walking around and you're not even happy with yourself? You don't even respect yourself. You can't even look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a version of myself that I respect. If you can't say that and you're not willing to work towards that, where are you going to go? How are you going to expect anybody else in your life to respect you? How can you expect anybody else to respect you if you can't even respect yourself to go and get yourself a gym membership where you can't even hold yourself accountable, right? That work is for you to do, not anybody else. I can convince you, all right? People on the internet can tell you why you need to do it. But are they going to come down from wherever they are in the world and hold your hand to the gym? Start doing squats with you? Maybe if you're paying them enough money. But let me tell you what, most people are not going to do that for you. And even if they did, they're not always going to be around, all right? You have a gym buddy, let's say, says, oh, you know, I want to lose weight. And then you get in the gym, right? You both sign up to the gym together and they go for the first week with you. And then the next week they can't be bothered. Does that mean you can't be bothered either? No. Not if you want to achieve your goals, it isn't. That's not how you should be acting. You should be in that gym every day, 4 days a week, at least. You should be in a deficit when you're eating less, because that's how it all started in the first place. Your eating habits. You can't be eating junk food, filling your body with crap food that's just killing you. And these companies are profiting. They're laughing. You're a laughing stock to them when you buy these lollies, right? It's $2.50. It's cheaper. It's the cheapest death sentence I've ever seen in my life. But let me tell you what, it accumulates. It accumulates, not just in your wallet when you're paying for it, but in your body, in your fat, in your confidence. As a man, how can you be a man when you have no self-control? You can't. You can't, mate. So let this be your mantra today. I am not stuck. I am going to move. Even better, I am moving. And then get up and move. Start walking. Start walking while you're listening right now. right? Put on your headphones and just walk. You know, when I was 130 kilos, 135 kilos at my most, I would chuck on my headphones, put on some drum and bass, and I'd run as fast as I can around my block. Why? At night time, because I was too afraid people would see my fat jiggle around. And that's a genuine insecurity, but I didn't let that insecurity get in the way of my goals. I said to myself, well, if I can't do it in the daytime because I'm too insecure, I'm going to go ahead and do it in the night. You understand? And that's exactly what I did. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. So you are not stuck. Even when there is no option, there is an option. Okay? There is an option. But you need to have that mindset. You need to have that mindset that this is not acceptable as a man for me anymore. As a human being on this earth, this is not acceptable behaviour for me to keep buying the lollies, to keep buying the junk food, to not be moving, to be stuck in the same dead-end job, right? If you want to move up out of your job, you need to make that decision now before it's too late, because you stick around a job long enough, mate, you become like the people there. You can keep saying my workplace is a toxic workplace, but at some point, if you don't make a move, if you're unhappy and you don't make a move, you're going to become exactly like those people. You are what you hang around. The student will be like the teacher. So you need to be aware of what kind of teachers you have in your life. Alright? If you have evil, you see evil, you're just going to be evil, right? If you have people who don't have any self-control in your life, you're going to have the exact same lack of self-control, right? That's why you need to fill your mind up with things that are helpful for you. To listen to people, right? And to be around people who are going to motivate you. Not to do the work for you, but to listen to people with healthy behaviours, healthy habits, okay? Like I said, that shadow work is your work to do. You need to go deep within yourself and say to yourself, why is it that I am behaving like this? What in my past, in my childhood, am I still coping with? What is this coping mechanism that's keeping me stuck? And how can I boot that shit out of my life? That's how you're going to make a move, right? When you say to yourself, this is a coping mechanism, you recognize that it's not something that you want. It's a coping mechanism. It helps you feel better. When you reach for the lollies, right, you reach for the junk food. That's a coping mechanism that makes you feel better about something that you're not addressing, an emotional problem within your past that you're not thinking about, that you're not considering within yourself. Do that shadow work. Think about what it is that you need. Ponder deeply with yourself. Sit with yourself and give yourself a hug, mate. Give yourself a hug. Oh, it sounds weird. You can't give yourself a hug, but give yourself a little bit of empathy, all right? And sit with yourself like your own therapist, okay? Not all of us can afford a therapist. And not all therapists deserve to be listening to our problems, okay, for money. So, do the shadow work. Be your own therapist. Be your own physical, personal trainer. Be your own nutrition guy, expert. Be your own motivation by starting with yourself. By eliminating the things in your life that you're not happy with, starting with the people. Doesn't mean you need to stop hanging around them, but your behaviours are because of who you hang around, okay, from learned behaviours from your childhood. So sometimes you just need to isolate for a bit and reconsider what you want in your life as inspiration, okay? You hang around the same people for the rest of your life, you're going to just stay in the same spot. And the whole point of this video is to tell you that you are not stuck, my friend. So get moving. Get moving, mate. You deserve it, your family deserve it, and your friends deserve it too. and you'll see that people will treat you different because you start to respect yourself, okay? And you start to love yourself, so other people are going to love you just as much, right? All glory to God. All right, get on it, mate. Get on your bike and start pedaling.